to be honest, like I feel like my boy days are coming to an end.
Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And while Real Houses of Orange County is keeping us busy week after week, Shannon Beador has really kept us on our toes, Evan, after this breaking news of a week with her.
There is no rest for Shannon Beador. She is storming through this week's news cycle. I feel like there is just one story after the next. It's hard to keep up, but let's go back to the beginning, Hillary Duff style, and break this all down. Where were you and how were you feeling when you saw that Miss Beador was arrested for a DUI?
Kind of almost hitting a door. It was just a classic. I was just like having my coffee, kind of being like, I think it's going to be a slow week. I don't know what's going on. And then suddenly it kind of gave me the Scandival energy where I was like, is this real? You know what I mean? Because like Twitter was having a field day. It was so much chaotic. And almost like I got a push notification, but then I couldn't see it. And I was like, what's happening? And then all the actual reporting came through and whew, kind of shook me.
You know what? I'm glad that she's okay. I'm glad that no one was hurt, especially
Yes.
Archie, the golden retriever who was in the back of the car. But the details of the situation are just so insane. So she has a night out with friends. I think Jeff Lewis was there. He talks a little bit about it, but she
Or he
goes
wasn't
home.
that night, but he was there the night before.
So okay, so he was like involved.
He's like, I'm covering my bases.
Yeah, right. Okay, so he wasn't involved in that night, but apparently she like gets in the car, she clips a house, then she parks in the middle of the street and pretends to just be casually walking her dog, maybe to get the police, off her trail a little bit, but I don't know. It's just so crazy.
And it's so crazy too that there was like an OC kind of crossover at the time because she was at this restaurant where also Alexis Bellino was at, and apparently Shannon just spent the entire time not sitting with her, but like on her.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like what, like how, I just love that was a piece of this whole story. It almost feels like a Real Housewives of Orange County episode. The sad part to me is that Shannon won't have an opportunity to address this on the reunion because they already taped the reunion, which is probably good
For the best
for Shannon, but I would like some more clarity about the whole situation because it's just insane.
I mean, even though you want clarity, the thing about this being all in like Orange County and in Newport, rich people love a ring light. I know they love a ring light, but they also love a ring camera.
Yeah.
So the footage, they're always like, I'm like, what is happening in Orange County where you need a ring cam for? But I guess this. So there was like footage from it, photos from it. So it really swarmed everything. And to your point about the reunion, every single person, I've been seeing so many people online kind of just being like, what is Gina thinking right now? And did you see Gina's Instagram caption? Just like pics of me living my best life this weekend. I feel not a lot of people picked up on the shade of that, but I was like, oh, Gina.
No, you pointed it out to me immediately. And I think there was definitely maybe an ounce of shade there, a whole lot of probably validation. I'm sure that Gina feels very validated in this moment, especially after taking so much heat and so many hits from Shannon this season and the CPS of it all. And now it's like, girl, like I feel like, you should have been worried about yourself a little bit. I don't know. It does seem like Shannon is in kind of a dark place. And I know that like Jeff Lewis and other friends have alluded to that, but it seems like everyone kind of has an opinion about this and is throwing their 2 cents on it. Like we got Tamara talking about it. We have Kelly Dodd talking about it. We have Jeff Lewis talking about it. And
how has Bethany not talked about it?
I know. I'm
like,
waiting for Bethany's comments.
It's almost been too quiet.
Yeah, right. Like, what is going on? I'm sure she definitely has thoughts.
She's too busy in the TJ Maxx aisles.
Right.
She's like, does anybody want half my coffee? I'm giving it away. Does anybody want half? I'm just a nice person. It's like, wow, like I'm not like anybody want half a puppuccino or whatever you know what I mean? Like truly beyond.
What did you think of Kelly saying that Tamara hasn't been a good friend to Shannon? Well, I thought the interesting thing was also Tamara saying that Shannon didn't mention it to her until she discovered it herself in the news. So how can you be a good friend to someone if you don't know what's going on?
You're not hearing everything during a business meeting for Tres Amigas.
Right.
I mean, is it a good friend if you play Bette Midler music over a photo of you and your pal who just got a DUI together? I think that's a sign of a great friend.
The internet was loving that. That was the most
Wherever you go. I was just like, what is happening?
it was chaotic and unhinged in the best of ways. And I think that Tamara knew exactly what she
Oh,
was doing with that. And I hope that Shannon saw that and felt the support.
I hope she felt a little support from that. Who I feel after reading about your time with her, it seems like Brandi Glanville is feeling a lot of support from the ladies around her, right? Because you got some exclusive scoop this past weekend.
Yeah, I spoke to Brandi Glanville about her experience on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls trip in Morocco. And this was the first time she was addressing the allegations from Caroline Manzo about what happened while they were filming.
I have a chip on my shoulder right now, but I just wanted to air and like so we can see all sides of it. And I have no ill feelings against Caroline. I honestly hope that she's good and fine.
And she told me that most of the cast is in support of her. She's felt very supported by Camille, Gretchen, Phaedra, Vicky. I think she mentioned Eva. She mentioned every single person other than Alex, who is said to have been Caroline's only ally in this situation. So
And
really
also Alex McCord, like she's just in Australia being a psychologist. Like I don't think she has a flip phone. Like I don't think she knows what's going on in a way. I'm saying that with love.
Right. Yeah, but Brandi was saying that she's really grateful for all the support. And she also claimed that Andy Cohen has been very supportive through this whole process. So it was an interesting discussion with Brandi, and it'll be interesting to see how things ultimately play out when the season does air, if it ever does air, because it got pushed back. We don't have a premiere date. Roni Legacy Ultimate Girls Trip is going up.
They're not going to BravoCon, right? No.
I know. And the thing is, Brandi made it very clear that she just wants the season to air so that viewers can watch it and then have their own takeaways and figure out how they feel about things for themselves rather than just let the speculation continue.
The next thing, they should just make it be all legacy trips from now on, where it's just all former cast from the same cast going together, which I think could be their like potential pivot into that.
That is so smart. And honestly, that gets me so excited about maybe like some sort of Atlanta legacy trip. Like, can you imagine like Nene, Portia, Kim Zolciak,
Cynthia?
Like, oh, it would be so
and also
good.
Kim Field just for a day. Kim Field just to be like, why did I didn't know this is what I was flying into.
Like she just shows up looking for answers.
Yes, and she just has like her snacks ready. She's like, oh, you still are like this, guys. Let's leave.
Well, and then honestly, it would just kind of become like Jersey Shore family vacation.
Which is heaven. And I mean, one of our favorite Zaddy uncles, Vinny, is on it.
Yeah. We just chatted with Vinny, who is now on season 2 of All Star Shore, which is kind of like cast members from different versions of Jersey Shore around the world coming together in Colombia, competing, hooking up, trying to win $150,000. It's fun, it's messy, it's crazy, it's wild. But we of course had to ask Vinny about some other stuff, not just All Star Shore, because the man is single and he's ready to mingle. But Danny, there's someone he doesn't feel comfortable mingling with.
I think this answer took us back, because while he like is all up to date about the celebrity divorces and the breakups happening, he's not up to dating Sophie Turner. And the answer may surprise you as to why he's not.
Is it tougher to date though when you are famous? Like, do you not feel the freedom to just get out there and go feral on the apps because you're worried that people just want to be with you because you're Vinny from Jersey Shore? Because in a situation like All Star Shore, it's like you kind of all are in the same boat, so it might be easier to explore those connections versus like just connecting with someone on Hinge or Raya.
Yeah. I mean, that's why like I used to like people kind of laugh at dating shows, but like in a way they kind of work, especially for celebrities, because both people are kind of like in the same boat and they can kind of like relate to each other, and it forces you to like spend more than one night with each other. So I think that's why, it worked out for Paulie on Double Shot, because he was around this girl so much that, he didn't get the chance to be around a girl that much when he's traveling every day DJing. So I advocate for like the show things and making meaningful connections with people. And And as far as the apps go and stuff, like, I don't know. I'm a like let's see. Like my standards are so high, I wouldn't date somebody that would date me.
Okay.
Like
you have to hold yourself to a higher standard then.
yeah, no. That was a funny meme I saw once, but basically it's like I don't know. It's like the dating thing, Instagram. I used to love like girls with followers on Instagram and like all the selfies and oh my God, she's like has a blue check mark. And now I'm like, I kind of like low key people that are like normal and just like don't give a shit about Instagram and stuff like that. But then how are you gonna find them? Because all I do is go on Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so many. I mean, this year has like kind of been the year of celebrity divorces. I feel like every single actress or musician is now single. So I don't know. Maybe some of them they have blue check marks, but they have settled down before. So you could, if Sophie Turner or someone like that came around, there's the dating pool is opening up a lot. Is all I'm saying for you.
And Sophie Turner loves herself like a Jersey Coast kind of boy.
A night in. She does.
Yeah.
I think we've heard that over the years a lot, and that means a lot coming from me because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. So, but I actually was also friends with Joe at a certain point, so that might get a little messy.
Oh,
wait,
what? When were you NJing with Joe?
I hung out with him like in Vegas for one weekend, and I think this was in like the more of the off years of the Jonas Brothers before like Nick came in. I feel like Nick really carried them to a reboot. So before Nick did that, they were all just kind of like doing their own thing. And yeah, it was just like I have friends that know Joe, and we were just like partying. He's a good guy.
And while we could talk to Vinny for so long, because we do just love that boy and his routines of eating watermelon. I don't know. He's always eating watermelon on Instagram, and I don't know why, but I don't know why I don't look away. We made 2 new best friends this week.
Yes, we did. Entertainment Tonight hosts Nichelle Turner and Kevin Frazier, who are like honestly like idols of mine.
To have 7 Emmys, a Fendi jacket, a Mercedes, and like that popcorn machine they're obsessed with in the full episode that you guys listen to, they're living their best lives.
They are living their best lives. And it was so much fun to catch up with them because turns out they also have strong opinions, thoughts, and feelings about the Bravoverse and Real Housewives. And it was so fun to hear them really gab and goof off about the Housewives because we see them on Entertainment Tonight, and they just entered their 43rd season, which is so crazy to think about. But they're always sort of like hobnobbing with A-listers like the Jennifer Anistons of the world. But when they're not prepping for their interviews with Oscar winners, they are fully tapped into the Real Housewives. And Nichelle, there's a lot going on with Shannon Beador out in the universe. This was before the Shannon Beador drama took place, but it's almost like she saw the future because she thinks Shannon's a little messy.
Yeah, she had some thoughts. So yeah, guys, take a listen to it a little bit. And also, if you're thinking like, wow, I want to see more celebs, make sure you always go to page6.com because we have a new series, Show the Shot or Take the Shot. We have some fun guests coming out with it. Ice-T, Tyler Cameron. So we got a cold iced tea and a hot Tyler Cameron coming y'all's way. But before you check that out, definitely listen to our interview with the ET hosts because they're iconic.
I watched them all, and y'all talk about Orange County. That's my joint this year. It's so good this year.
Oh wait, so do you have thoughts on the Shannon storm that's currently happening? She is delivering every single episode, and I don't know if she's delivering good or bad. Where do you land with
my favorite Shannon, which in everyday life that we live, it would not be a good trait for someone, but she is. When she spirals in housewife land, it's the best thing ever. Like when she goes down the rabbit hole and starts and starts spiraling and does her Shannon Storms Beador thing, and it's
you're doing the Shannon very well.
The Shannon, and it's it's some of the best television ever. It's scary for real life that someone can be that up and down and all around and 0 to 100 like that and be that delusional that she doesn't even remember. And there is something to the fact that she gets very liquored and makes the phone calls and doesn't remember. We all say that. But in the world of TV watching Housewives, it's gold. It's gold. It's so gold. I will say I am Team Heather Dubrow. I am Team Heather Dubrow 100 million%. They ganging up on this girl. It's dumb. Take your $55 million and just walk your behind on down the street to Beverly Hills because they don't deserve you on that franchise.
Wait, is Beverly Hills equally close to your heart? Because
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say, how are we feeling about the new season coming out?
Well, it is, and full disclosure, Garcelle is a friend of mine, and so I've filmed with her.
She's a friend to me in my head. She doesn't know who I am, but I'm also friends with her. Yes.
I've filmed with her a few times, and so yeah, and I've become friendly with Sutton through Garcelle, and I like her very much. And there are people, that I've met through filming with Garcelle, and that I thought I didn't know if I'd like them, but they were very nice. But there are people that I formed an opinion of. Like if I ever met Telly Mellencamp, I'd probably turn my nose up at her because she's mean to Garcelle. And so just by allegiance, I'm like, I don't like her, even though she's not on the show anymore.
I kind of feel like you have what it takes to be a housewife with your opinions, allegiance.
I would never.
Kevin, how would she do on Housewives?
Whoa. She would turn a season upside down. Let me tell you something. It would be the greatest thing that ever happened if Nichelle Turner went on Housewives. Because you don't understand. Nichelle is very direct. She doesn't have.
Yeah, I don't have any tact. I don't.
Or anything like that. So she would be on there and just say like.
But it would be disastrous for me. It might be good TV, but it'd be disastrous for me because I am too loyal and I don't have a filter. And I am a say what I mean what I say. And if somebody had a slick mouth, like I couldn't be on Potomac with Candace Dillard because her mouth is so slick and she's great TV, but her mouth is so slick. So it would just be disastrous.